Part 3, appropriate boundaries and inappropriate boundaries or touches. I know on Part 2 I forgot to say that counseling must be a part or a step in the recovering process when somebody has been sexually abused or molested by a family member or by someone that's been to your home to show that they really have learned their lesson. And part of that process is through counseling. That should always be a part of that because, the victim needs to heal, and also the aggressor has to learn what appropriate behaviors are and what they're not. If that has happened. But it's always at the same time, there's other things that could be going on there too in the home that are not being told the truth. Like somebody could lie. Because if somebody brings up something to you and they call you in there and they tell you verbatim what your children said, because often you hear stuff like this, where they'll actually lie and say things like, well, the person's delusional, or they made up something, or they misheard what we said. When yet they were there and they watched the whole thing from the start to the end. Saw the argument take place, saw the jealousy from one party or the other, and then make a statement like, you're the only one that you're supposed to be looking at. I thought I was the only one you're going to look at, or the only one you're supposed to be kissing on. That's what you told me last night. Why are you looking at other girls on the internet? Yada yada. Real jealous. That's what people normally do when sexual abuse has occurred. And then when it's brought to the parents' attention, the children will deny to take up for each other and cover it up. And they'll say, they discredit somebody quickly, and they'll lie to them when they say it. Just like they did there when they were confronted about it. And a lot of people, when people are in there, they'll see that because they often do that. Another thing is they'll try to do is they'll make up a lie on them to show, that they know that you know about their sin, that what they're engaging in, and to get rid of you, they'll make up a lie and say that you did something to them just in order to get you out of the picture, because they don't want you in the picture because you know about their sin that they have engaged in. So a lot of times that's what kids will do because they don't want to be, embarrassed or humiliated or get in trouble. But that's, and so the thing can continue. And, often kids will sing songs on the radio, or they may make up their own songs that talk about doing sexual acts or inappropriate acts. And they'll try to be slick with it, or they'll talk in codes or messages. And they'll try just to say different codes or make different noises or things to say in code about, what they're talking about, so the parents don't have a clue. So you have to be careful because these people are pretty clever. Child predators can be like that. The same way with just like brothers and sisters can be like that. So, like I said in the last one, it's a habit. They want a habit. They want to get, keep doing it. Like your favorite candy bar or favorite whatever. Once you start, it's hard. It's very hard to stop. So that's why I say, don't get involved. Don't do stuff like that in the first place. So, like I said, counseling should always be a part of the recovery solution, whether it's between a brother and sister, or if it's someone that maybe maybe has done that as a part of recovery. But the one thing is, I would not be so sure to say that they did something wrong, because chances are they may not have. It may be really what happened is that maybe they're lying on the person to say they did, because it's really the sister and brother, or the cousin and other cousin or whatever is really the ones that are engaging in this activity, and they just don't want it to be exposed. And the parents, when they often are told or see or are confronted about it, will be lied to because they cover up for each other. And they'll often make statements and try to discredit the person who did confront them. And the parents, even when they hear it, even will still not take it serious, or they'll, have disbelief because they don't believe their children could have those violent acts. Like I say, a lot of families have child molestation in them. This stuff will continue. It's a pattern of programmed behavior. And that's why it continues from one generation to the next. Like maybe the mom was sexually molested by her brother, or maybe like I said in the first one, or maybe the father was molested by maybe, a sister or a brother or aunt or uncle or whatever. But this stuff will repeat over generation to generation, because it is a behavioral, it's a pattern, and sometimes it can do that. They call them generational sins, and they can be reversed, but you have to catch it and reverse it. But like I said, as a step of recovery, counseling should always be a part of that. And I don't know why I didn't say it in the second one, but I want to make sure and make it clear now. But parents, if you suspect somebody doing that, I would not overreact yet, because that the truth may not be all the truth. And sometimes people do coerce things out of their children because of other reasons, because they don't want people to expose what really is going on there. So they will often do that to cover up for their children. The parents sometimes will do that because they know they have been a victim, sexually abused themselves as a parent, and one of the parents has. And so they'll often try to use the children as pawns to tell a lie on someone else, when yet they're the ones that are doing the abuse all along. So that's just something to think about. This is part 3 of appropriate/inappropriate touches or boundaries. And I hope this helps some families and helps people in the area who may be victims right now, tonight. Thanks a lot, and we'll give you more help and counseling as time goes on. Michael DeSilvis, Preacher, Counseling Minute.